Hello everybody, this is Zigzagzog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and guess what? We've decided to do another first look video. It's been a while since the last one, and this one came across the radar and I said, this will be a little fun one I think to take a look at. A little bit of a retro vibe here with Shardpunk Vermintide, and what we'll do is we'll just kind of go through the demo today and just take a quick look at the game. If you all decide you like it enough to do one more look without a tutorial part, without the tutorial going, because we're going to just use that initially to play the game. What the heck, why not? So there's various unlocks and achievements that we'll be able to gain throughout the game, so we won't have a whole heck of a lot as we first start. But we'll take a look at everything involved in the game that we can this first episode, and if you want more, I might be talked into doing one more. It's all up to you, whether you like the game enough or not. So let's start the new game. And understand, Shardpunk Vermintide is not an easy game. You will run low on resources and you might feel overwhelmed by the enemies during your first playthroughs. This is all part of the experience. So as you play the game, you will unlock new skills, upgrades, and characters that might make the game easier. So we by no means start out the game with everybody unlocked and everything unlocked. So we understand this. We won't have him remind us again. So we have 3 characters we get to start with and 1 automaton that we get to start with. And why don't we take a quick look at least the initial characters that are available to us. We have our Mycroft Valentine, a retired Imperial soldier. He's seen some things in his life which might actually be helpful. And one of his big starting skills is Ground Slam. And there's the ability to view all of them. I'm not going to do this for everybody, but there's lots of new skills that we'll be able to learn with each character throughout the game. So just to give you an idea, as they improve, get better, we gain medals, we gain this, we gain that to unlock things. Those are some of the skills everybody has that we can pick up. As a matter of fact, I may just start with him just because of and here we have a katana slash and sharpen the katana. Those are her early skills. If we take a look at its active combat skills, so it's basically a shinobi kind of a skill that we're familiar with. And then sharpen the katana is it's a shelter skills, and we'll learn in between. We have the episodes we're going to start with, the tactical battles, and then there's the shelter period, the in between battles, where you can also learn new skills, do things in the shelter that might help you on your next tactical battle. And katana, sharpen the katana is one of those that adds damage to the katana and 10 critical chance for melee attacks, at least on the base level here. So you'll understand the flow a little bit better once we get going. And then Gideon Shaw here is a skilled hunter. He can master the art of quick and effective Overwatch reaction shots. And so he has quick shot. He's kind of the sniper guy that we have on the team. And then we have Michael Kipps. He's kind of a leader kind of a guy and a gunslinger with his little pistol. He can give tactical orders, pep talks, and there's his view. So I think what we'll do is just, for the purposes of showing off the game, we'll just come along here and take the first 3 characters. So we got all of them in the party now. And then we have this automaton over here. The signature skill of this automaton is the ability to enter a support mode that creates an aura in which the weapons do not generate heat, and we'll learn about that, and also other bonuses. Or he can lay low, or in other words, the words we're used to in the games we're playing right now, he can hunker down. So let's just get the automaton in there and let's get this thing started. We do have the tutorial level on. We're going to go through the first part of it relatively fast, and then it turns into more of an open form of first tactical battle after you get some of the basics out of the way. We have gore in combat, of course, enabled. Why not? And if we're going to try this difficult game, let's try it on difficult. Why not? We're only doing a first look, right? And we may find out it's too hard on hard. I guess That's for us to learn right now and get a sense of how hard is hard. Alright, the capital was under siege for many weeks. The vermin horde was relentless. And Imperial reinforcements still hadn't arrived. Still, there was hope. A new kind of weapon, one that could turn the tides of the war, had just been manufactured in one of the capital's laboratories. Sadly, that happened too late. Under cover of night, enemies emerged inside the city from underground. The defenders were caught off guard, and the vermin flooded the capital. Nobody was safe. So the industrial suburbs 2 hours after the attack. So obviously, as you can see, we're not looking at cutting-edge graphics here or anything. It's kind of a retro feel for the game. And, you know, some of you are wanting me to go back also to some earlier versions of XCOM potentially, and or some of the newer updates that might be coming out to that have more of this format or pixelated look. So I figured, let's give this one a go. This one's out now and ready, and it's somewhat newish, so we'll take our first look. So welcome to Shardpunk Vermintide. Let's get going. And you can use the typical WASD keys to move around, the camera and the mouse wheel to zoom in and zoom out and all that good stuff. The book icon over here gives lots of information. We're not going to spend a lot of time going through that if this is a type of game that interests you. In fact, you know, right now all that's in there anyway is combat controls. As you learn things, it gets added quick. That book fills up really fast. The codex holds useful information on how the game works. And as I just said, your characters have 2 action points. You can see these yellow marks right here under the character. Those are your action points. By default, you use action points to perform actions, including movement. And so we're familiar with this. Moving within the white range, or a blue move, as we're used to saying, is 1 action point, and 2 action points within the orange range. So let's move here. And he's carrying a big old clunky heavy weapon, so his steps sound like he's carrying one. I think that's kind of fun. So we spent our 1 AP, and we have 1 AP left. So we're going to move all the way over here. Now we see something new over here, a green square. Tiles marked in green and blue are interactable. So green tiles indicate places that can be searched for loot. So I think I want to search for loot. And we just search down here. The magnifying glass is search, so we click on that and hit search and see what we find. Fortunately, being a tutorial, we're going to find stuff. on the regular map, the green spaces that you find, they won't always have loot. And our loot that we picked up, food supplies, are now up here in our inventory on the top, and this all-important shard. Maybe for this tutorial it won't matter much, but later on you'll need these shards for various things. So searching doesn't cost any AP, so we still can move. Here they are. Aha, the rats. And these rats are carrying knives. You can see it in their hands. 3 on 1. There you go. So vermin approaching, we got to shoot them. And as you can see, our chances to hit down here in the 80 percentile range. So let's just start shooting them. And you can tab right through them. So if you want to shoot at a different particular one, but since this one's technically closest, why don't we take them out? And that was easy, because they're the kind that charge you and don't take a heck of a lot of cover. We got 1 more shot left. 1 action, 1 shot, so let's take it. And this guy's the next closest, so yeah, he's highlighted. We'll shoot him next. And he's down. Problem is, there's still another one with a knife. And he hurt us. And you'll notice a couple things popping up. We'll get to talk about that soon enough. This little purple bar, we gained 1 stress, I think, when we saw the 3 rats. We just got hit by a rat, and if you notice, there's 2 more stress points that popped up and got added to us. And then the hit bar is on top, as we're all used to. We now have 1 less hit point in the hit bar. And note that melee units that attack in Shardpunk always hit their target. So unlike a shinobi, we don't have to worry about if we have our own, like our katana character that we'll see soon. She won't miss either. So now, due to the shots we've taken, our weapon's heat is now maxed out. So we don't have ammo to worry about. We have heat to worry about on our weapons. And I think most of them, and maybe that's something that upgrades down the road too, who knows. We have 2 heat points. So every time we shoot, we gain some heat. And when the weapon is overheated, you can still shoot it, but it's a heck of a lot riskier. And let's go find out about that right now. So if we were to choose shooting, you can see right here, overheated, 95% chance of doing 4 self damage. That would kill us. So shooting an overheated weapon is not usually advisable. So what we're going to do is we have a new icon down here, and we're going to vent the weapon to cool it off so we can shoot it. Fortunately, this only costs 1 AP. All right, and we are vented, and guess what that means? With our remaining AP, we can shoot. And the rat is down. All right, so we're going to vent the weapon again, just so we're ready to shoot as we move forward. And we're going to do just that, move forward. This rat looks different than the other rats. He stressed us out just the same, but he is holding a weapon in his hand. He vented it, and so he moved and vented, which means, of course, he couldn't shoot it. And we now have a ranged enemy. That is a gun he's holding. And in fact, the gun looks more like the sniper rifle variety. It's a little bit longer in the few pixels that we can see. And if you look at the chance to hit him right now, from where we are, it's red, 55%. We'll learn soon that if we are able to find a way to flank him, hint, hint, those to hit chances will turn yellow. So that's one way to know if you're managing to flank a character. And different map elements provide different kinds of cover, whether it's half shield like the rat is behind, or a full shield that we're about to run to. So let's get going. And when you point to a movement target like here, you can see, and I don't know why that's, so he's not flanked, but it sure is a 90% chance to hit for whatever reason. You can see, depending on where I might want to move, it gives us a preview of what the hit percentages may change to from that particular position. So we're going to move here. We're going to dash into full cover because we're kind of wide open here. And he is shooting at us. But being in full cover helps tremendously. There's a huge benefit, as in many games, to the full cover. Well, unlike Phoenix Point, where you can outflank the full cover, but now we're going to try and flank our own enemy. You can see if we move here, his cover turns yellow, 90% chance to hit. That sounds good to me. And yeah, we already did this part. Yellow means he's flanked. All right, we have a clear shot from here, so let's go bang. Look at that, we killed him. Also, you'll notice a green square has appeared. And oh, this is good to know ahead of time too. We scored a critical hit. Critical shots deal more damage. We know that kind of mechanic. But just to make it clear, a critical shot chance is not related to flanking. Not in this game, unlike others. XCOM. So also the rat has dropped something as the green highlight has now reappeared. So let's go pick and find out what he might have dropped. And we'll search just like normal, only this time instead of a magnifying glass it's a hand because we know something's there. The rat dropped it. No AP cost to do it. We found a stim pack. Woohoo! So stim packs are items that are usable in the middle of combat. Every character has their own inventory, as you can see down here, and we're now holding one stim pack. And then we get to see the inventory for the whole team up here. And we'll get to why that might be useful soon enough. And stim packs can be used to heal your character, and we're going to do that right now. And we stabbed it into ourselves, and we now have full health. But you will notice that our added health is yellow to indicate that it was a stim pack added health. And HP healed in combat will be lost after this tactical combat phase, and we'll be back down in between missions to 4 health, and we'll see how that plays out soon enough. So we're going to keep moving. And we get to learn a new mechanic now. We got 2 with knives coming at us. We got more stress because of it. And you can see our stress meter is about half filled right now. So we also have the ability to do Overwatch. And since these guys are melee characters, might not be a bad idea. And it says Overwatch ×2. We have not moved, so we have the potential to make multiple Overwatch shots. And we got one, but we did not get the other, and we just got 3 more stress. Our stress meter, this purple bar over here, is climbing fast. So as you may have figured out, well, maybe you figured it out, but we'll explain why we only got 1 instead of 2 Overwatch shots. The weapon only had one heat meter, so the game will not Overwatch if your heat meter fills. So that's why we only got 1 of the 2 potential shots that we could have made. So we get to vent our weapon. And now we get to do what we like best, and that is kill rats. Alright, 1 less rat to worry about. So you might have noticed that your character is gaining stress points on multiple occasions. Stress is one of the character stats that affects gameplay. When maxed, it can cause your character to panic or receive a negative trait. And that's a lot of fun. We'll consult the codex for more details about stress, but we're not going to do that right now. So we're going to move forward, because this is the scripted part of the tutorial, so I think that's just what we'll do. And these guys have what look like little SMG kind of Tommy gun kind of weapons. And they are both overwatching us. They will fire at you when you get too close. Note that when your movement path preview displays an Overwatch reaction warning icon, that's where they'll have the potential to start shooting at us. So we're going to push our luck running here. You can see the red icon in our running path. That's where we'll have the potential to get hit by Overwatch. And they want us in this tutorial to run it, so we'll run it. Oh, look, how convenient. They missed. That was lucky. Note that this was done for demonstration purposes only. Regular combat may not be that forgiving. So we landed on a green tile, in case you hadn't noticed, so we can freely search. And how convenient! This tutorial is just amazing. We found a grenade, and I think that may come in handy right now. We found a grenade. Grenades are combat items that are good at dealing area damage. I think we knew that from other games, but thank you for the explanation. You should be able to deal with these rats using the grenade. So we select the grenade throw action from the bottom first, and then we point at the highlighted area and execute the action. Either the right mouse button, which is probably what I'm used to doing the most. And you can see if I was going to run here, they would hit me in Overwatch right about there. But anyway, let's do the grenade like we are scripted to do. And there you can see the area of effect when we come up here. Wow, that's a nice powerful grenade. Hey! Let's push together. There's more vermin ahead. Okay, let's do it. I felt he needed to respond, so I added that. Characters can swap combat items when they stand next to each other. So let's go stand next to our sniper friend, whose name escapes me. And then we can click on his backpack item, which is down here, and we can play swap. Hey, I'll give you some of mine. So we got to swap a couple grenades, and you just got to click on the icon and it swaps them over. So we each should now have 2 grenades. And that doing a swap when you're next to somebody doesn't cost any AP. And we now have more characters under control, and we now have more freedom to move. The tightly scripted part of the tutorial is over. So now we get to feel, or get a feel for what it's like to move and make our own decisions now. And we can tab through characters is what that said. And like it said, the game is now more open for us. Remember, this is another important thing. Remember that your goal is not to kill as many enemies as possible. Your goal is to just escape the level. And try getting your characters to safety. Good luck. Okay, so if that's the case, let's zoom out and see how far we can see into the map. And we can see a lot of the map, and I guarantee you that vault door is where we need to get to. We can also see a couple different kinds of blue icons that we might want to get to. Plenty of green spots that we'll want to get to. But it gives you an idea of, you know, the style of the map and what you can see. Well, what you can see when you start playing the game. So let's kind of get moving. I'm thinking, who shall we move next? We have you up there. You're not going to be able to move that far, but you can at least make it to the green spot. Of course, risking on a orange move. I'm so used to saying yellow move, but orange move. We can see what we have here, but it also, if we run into rats, we'll be kind of exposed. But let's get risky. And we found one pop of food. I think I'll send our other guy down here. And does it tell me their names? Okay, we just moved Tilly, and Gideon is now gonna move, and I'm gonna move him fully down here. I guess I could also move him fully here. Now, does our main guy that we've been playing with, Mycroft? Yeah, he can't make it anywhere. He's useless. No. So we'll bring Mycroft here, and we'll bring this guy down here. So this is going to be horrible because their names don't pop up when they're highlighted, you know, somewhere. And, you know, I'm going to take me forever to try and remember names. Gideon, go get the loot. And we got a shard. How nice. Now it's the enemy turn and nothing happened that we're aware of that's in vision. So let's, you know what I'm kind of thinking, Tilly? You have the ability to make it all the way to full cover over here. So if we're going to see something coming around the corner, it would be nice, even though you won't be able to shoot, I think, to get you to full cover. So let's scout out the room this way. And I see some rats. I see 2 knife rats. And we're gaining stress. Always gaining stress. I see some knife rats. And I can at least come here with Gideon. Is it Gideon? Oh, Mycroft. Gideon is the other guy. Okay. So Mycroft, you can come here and at least have one overwatch with them moving towards us. And that way you have cover against the guy with the gun. The other two have knives. So let's bring you up here. And I'm probably just going to overwatch you. Now we have a ground slam perk, but you kind of, by nature, that sounds like we got to be pretty close to them to be able to use that. And I'll see if we can have an opportunity to use that coming up. Now the other thing we could try doing is these guys, let's see how far we can throw a grenade. Let's see what kind of arm you have. And guess what? You don't have much of an arm. Well, these little poles apparently are blocking these metal girders, these poles, whatever, holding up the roof, are blocking things. So I think what we're going to try instead with you is a little Overwatch. And you get a preview on the Overwatch. The green tiles are where your Overwatch sees and how far it can reach. So that's kind of nice. Nice UI touched. So you know exactly where or what you can Overwatch. And then, oh, we never searched with you, Tilly. And we found nothing. Oh, so these are separate. So unlike this thing, which was the whole shelf, when we picked up one of the three, it emptied all three potential spots. Because that was just for the whole shelf. These are individual drop spots, so we still have something potentially over here. And then also, what we may do is I may only bring you so far, and I kind of don't know that he can get in range to really shoot us. Well, I guess we're going to find out. I'm bringing you this way just to give us a better angle on your Overwatch. Gideon. Is it Gideon? Yeah. Okay, I actually remembered a name. Let's Overwatch you too. It's a sniper rifle, so hopefully it has longer range. Okay, we killed that knife guy. And we killed that knife guy. How about that? And we got lucky that he missed. So now we're going to have some other opportunities. And this guy's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hit points. Now, you will not be able to flank. So there's only one of us that'll be able to flank, and that's Tilly. But, you know what I'm thinking we got to try and do? Katana. How much damage can a katana do? Let's see, 2 to 4. So we're not guaranteed, so it's not a guaranteed kill in the least. So this is what I'm thinking. And it's just telling us how to do melee attacks. I think we know by attacking a tile inside the highlighted area when you do it. And so you can pick the direction that you melee attack the person from. But I think what I'm going to try first is we have Mycroft here. I'm going to come here and see if that's close enough to do this ground slam thing. Let's find out if it's close enough. And let's just pick it. And guess what? We can ground slam the guy, is what it looks like. Let's see what kind of damage. What does it tell me here? 3 to 4? Yeah, and then I think if we combine this with a katana slash, we got this guy, so he can't shoot at us anymore. And he's got 1 health point left. I think it's time for Tilly. Well, I don't need to look at your skills. Let's click here instead, and we can katana slash. Well, we can squeeze through here. Well, let's just take you farther since you can make it, and we're going to have to move up there eventually anyway. And let's kill the guy, because there's no more out on the field. Very good. And Gideon, you've been kind of trailing the rest of the bunch here. I think we're going to move you. I'm not going to worry about cover right now. Of course, I ran by all the green spots, but you know, as they said, our true mission is to just get the hay out of here. Yes, it's going to help us to pick these up along the way, but it's also going to slow us down. So it is the new turn. We all have full actions. Tilly, let's have you lead it off. We'll run around the corner first, see if we see anything. And we do not. And you can see, if I run to here, it's not covered. The wall still provides cover, so I could run this far. So I'm going to run this far to peek around the corner. And we see a technician, and we are supposed to approach the technician. Gideon, I'm going to run you here to this green spot, since we don't see anything around the corner, and see if we find some loot. Nothing. Now I want to run Mycroft back, but no. Well, let's just keep moving. His gun must be heavy because his footsteps are much louder. Did you notice? And let's go down and talk to, in fact, Gideon. Oh, there. If I click on him here, we can see Gideon. His name pops up. So let's run down here and talk to the scientist. Oh, looks like we found something. Let's go see what the conversation is all about. Cough, cough. This automaton. Take it to the Imperial Palace. Hurry. So my attempt to read, I typically do not read fast enough. But we also picked up another fusion core in that exchange. And I think So, we're taking this thing with us then? And I think the guy's dead. So the unit is playable, and we're getting pretty close to where we have to go. Now actually, that was our second fusion core game. So we can use fusion cores to deal massive damage to our enemies, revive our characters, or speed up the opening of bunkers. Automatons are controlled the same way of other characters, and here's the big important part, if you lose your automaton, you lose the game. It's over, game over. Protect it at all costs. If your automaton's hit points go to 0, it's not an instant game over. You can revive it using a fusion core. So that's why fusion cores can be quite important. All right. I think we need to catch the rest of us up to everybody else. In fact, Mycroft, if we pick you, can you reach here? Yes, let's go pick this green spot. Food, we got some more food. And I'm not catching all their statement. He said food, great. And let's get down here with you, Tilly, to peek around the corner and see if we're getting ready to be ambushed. And we are not. And the automaton at the moment, we'll just kind of go right here for now. And we're not going to do any support mode. It's not like we have any Overwatch or things going. So we'll just end our turn. Everybody else has moved. All right. So now, why don't we take you, Tilly, and we got to vent our big gun here before we do anything there. Because there's not much we can do if we don't do that. And then who else has used their gun? Do we need any further venting? No there. And, well, Gideon could still use his weapon for a single shot. Okay, so Tilly, let's get you moving and peek into this next room for us, please. And a supply crate. That's what this blue thing is. It's a supply crate. There's upgrade parts inside. Now, supply crates are the only place where you can obtain an important resource, and that's upgrade parts. They can be used outside combat to upgrade your gear, both for us and or the automaton. And the other trick to supply crates, they can only be opened by our automaton. Tiles that only automatons can interact with are highlighted in blue. So this would be another automaton kind of a tile here also. So let's send maybe our automaton. Oh, he can't reach. Well, he can't reach. So we will send our automaton here for now. And let's see where others can move. Gideon, you can only move that far. You can move further. So let's send you... Well, you can't get in cover over there either. But let's send you here. I'll show you a little something the automaton can do. He can go into support mode. And if a weapon... So enter weapon support mode. It means all weapons in this area will not gain heat when being fired and will gain 15% to hit and 1 to max damage. The unit, the automaton that is unable to move when he's in this move though. And there is a cooldown of 3 turns if we decide to use this. Since there's no enemy in sight, we're not going to use it. And then we'll get Mycroft down there. And since we can, I think we'll just overwatch, just in case something develops this next turn. And we also have the ability to overwatch all, so let's do that. And we have 2 people that should be able to overwatch. Or did we move him too far? Oh, he had no actions left. Okay, we're done. Everybody's moved. And here we go. The automaton cannot move past us, so we're going to have to move somebody forward first. Tilly, why don't we see about moving you? And now, that's the only cover you could technically take. Well, let's move you here first, Tilly, to check the green spot, opening up a corridor for the automaton to maybe check this crate. Okay, we don't see anything, so looking good. Automaton, check the crate. And apparently, oh, we see enemies. So apparently, oh, okay. I was going to say it flipped right off of that. We can open, it's a non-action thing to just like picking up the green squares. So let's open the supply crate. And we have 2 upgrade parts. Now, we know we're going to have enemies coming towards us. Knife, knife, knife. They look like 3 knives that we can see so far. So if that's the case, I may leave Tilly right there to overwatch. I may bring you here. Yes, we're standing in the open, but these are knife people. Right? Don't bring a gun to a knife fight. I can't remember what the saying is, but we're going to... We're going to bring you up here, is what we're going to do. I'll bring you here for this line of sight. We don't know which way they'll run around the obstacles. Let's come here. You'll have an overwatch. And then the Mycroft, we can't get you close enough, but I want to put you on overwatch also. And everybody can go on overwatch. And this is one where we can see, oh, now we won't be able to use his special action. See, and that's what I was kind of thinking of. But we'll just do our normal overwatches instead. All 3 of us will be on overwatch. It'll just be regular danged overwatch. So we just unlocked. Now this is something that happens periodically through the game. We had some folks standing next to each other, and we overwatched. And now we unlocked a new tactic, which is called covering fire. And what this tells us is we all have extra 20% to hit. Let's see what happens. There's tactics. Oh, we're dropping them nicely so far. And we dropped all the knife fighters. Ah, but there's a guy with a gun. Fortunately, the guy with the gun could not shoot. So this is what we have to think. The automaton, I'm trying to set up a situation where the automaton could help us out. And I'm thinking, let's put the automaton here and let's overwatch with a couple, and then we'll have somebody else just take a single shot from cover down there maybe. Who can move how far? Now you have overheated weapon. We can only maybe stand here, there for overwatching. And remember, if I do the automaton, it should hopefully get rid of the heat so that we can do our overwatch that we want to do. Let's test this out and see if that's actually the case. We're going to test what seems like it should work, right? So we also have the ability to charge an automaton. We just saw with his blue space, and now since I've seen it, it tells me what it is. If there's an upgrade station present on a map, consider using it. It's the only way to level up your automaton. So we're going to try and work him over there. But the first thing I'm going to do is see if it can help our... I'm gonna move him over there after this turn. I don't know. Yeah, the automaton... I don't know. Yeah, well, he could make it this turn, but I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to bring the automaton here and see if he can help us overwatch against this guy. How about that? Should we try that? And then this thing goes on cooldown anyway, so that's when we'll run over here to charge. We'll try it that way. So we're putting him into... And our weapons should be vented now, hopefully, so we'll be able to shoot and overwatch. Now, you, Mycroft, can make it there. And Tilly, how far can you make it? Not as far as I wanted you to make it. So, I was hoping you'd be able to get this far, and neither of you can make it that far. No. So, we'll bring the heavier gun here, just because it has seems to have an immediate line for overwatch. And we'll bring the pistol and Tilly over here. So we may still, depending on how this thing moves, get a line on him. It's not guaranteed because there's obstacles. And we're going to overwatch everybody now and see if we can hit this guy with a gun. And we have 20% to hit. And here he comes. Okay, he's going to shoot instead. He happened to miss. He could only had a shot on our guy in cover, and we got hit. Okay, Mycroft Valentine, new quirk acquired. His stress just got maxed out. So this is what a quirk is. He has a chance to hunker down after the first move if he's not flanked. So he's a little timid now after getting hit. And we gained a medal. Let's go see, where did it go? By completing in-game achievements, you are able to collect unlock points and medals. And I didn't see exactly what that medal was for. Toughness. Okay. We received a team skill for toughness. What do you know? So before I unlock anything, I think we'll get another chance to choose what we want to unlock. There may be other things I want to spend this medal on. So we'll wait. And it can be new characters, can be unlocked, skills, upgrades, and once again, the codex is growing. If we are to open it, you'll see it's growing with things that we can do as we learn and experience them. Alright, so we have this guy up here. He has not been hit, he has not been hurt. I'm going to try with you first of all. And can you see him from where you are? I think he might be out of range is what it might be. So I'm bringing you over here to get a little closer. And it's a 90% shot. I like the idea of that. And you'll notice there's no heat. So this shot will not be a problem. Let's just hit it. We did 3 damage. I'm going to then take our sniper. We're going to take good old Gideon. And I'm thinking, whoops, we need to get a better picture. Do you have a shot from here? Yes, you do. 100% shot. Sounds like a good one to me. And notice he used to have 1 heat, but because we were near the automaton, it's like a free vent. And we're going to come here for a sniper shot. And because we moved, we can still hit. It's just we have to use the quick shot. And the quick shot does 50% less damage, but that's okay. It only does 1 or 2 damage. There's a chance we don't kill it though. But we did our 2 damage. And the quick shot, you'll notice, was 10% less chance to hit than a normal shot. Now our automaton, we're going to exit support mode. And we're going to run him all the way over here. If I guess, yeah, they have legs. I guess we ran him. So let's use the power station. It's a process, so it takes 2 turns, I think. We saw that 0 for 2. I think he's got to sit there for 2 turns for that to work. And there's no other enemies out here, so let's head to the door. And in order to finish the combat phase, you need to open the bunker door. The door can be opened using a fusion core or without it. The second option takes longer but allows you to keep the fusion core for later, which sounds like a good plan early on if you, like, we seem okay right now. So I would forego the fusion core and just wait the time period to open the door. So can we open, oh, here's the icons are down here. So breach the bunker door, and here it says unlock the bunker door. There's probably, maybe we don't have enough fusion cores to do it. I don't know. I don't think they just want us to be able to do it yet. So let's breach it. It costs an AP, so if I had moved there on a double move, I would not have been able to do this yet. And force the bunker door open by causing an electric discharge. It will open in 5. So in other words, we have to last where we are for 5 turns before we can escape. And we have a little counter that appeared up here. And guess what? We have more rats. So I'm kind of thinking, well, we can get 1 Overwatch shot there. We can get another, probably, let's check your weapon, another Overwatch shot there. And they're all knife wielders. And then Tilly should also be able to Overwatch from her position. So unless they all go up the side here. I'm going to bring you here, Tilly, for a better angle. Well, no. Let's just see where your Overwatch covers. Since they're knives, it's not like we need cover. So yeah, we'll Overwatch you there. And then Gideon, I think we'll probably, yeah, you can see plenty of the map. We'll Overwatch you there. And Mycroft, guess what? We're just going to play the Overwatch game because they're the kind that have to melee and come close to us, and I think we'll have good hit chances, and we're going to try and see how effective Overwatch can be to learn the game a little bit. Yeah, they're just piddly little 2-hit point creatures, and we got more coming at us from a whole nother angle. This time only 1 knife creature. Also, we have a new level on the automaton. Good news. And this is what I'm thinking we'll do just to help our chances. Let's get Mr. Automaton, who is finished, over here to help with Overwatch. And then let's move Tilly over here. So let's get Tilly. So you can Overwatch from here, Tilly. The automaton will come here. And then you can actually come here for a chance to Overwatch too. Let's just set up all our Overwatches to get buffed. Plus we have that skill about Overwatching together. We all have stress. We saw yet another one as we moved. And I think that's 3 with weapons right here. Boomity boom boom. So for the most part we're in cover except for these 2 that can get flanked. So let's hope our Overwatch will end up being effective. We're going to try the automaton. Oh no, support mode isn't available yet. Next turn it will be. So you know what I'm going to do with the automaton? Whoops. The automaton we're going to move out of sight, so he doesn't actually accidentally get shot. I don't mind if they shoot at him when he's in support mode because he's really buffing us up. So we'll do that. I guess I could have tried to pick up something green. Right now I'm not picking up anything green. Have you noticed? What we'll do is we have these 2 Overwatching. Yes, he can still be flanked, but we're going to have bonuses to our Overwatch. So maybe anybody moving here to flank us will be able to hit. I don't know. But everybody else is going to Overwatch. Oh, except for you, because we need to vent. So much for that idea. And we need to vent here too. And so you will still be able to overwatch, but I'm kind of thinking, I think we need to move to cover. And then we'll set up our whole shot thing coming up. Full cover is good. That can be flanked. That's full cover. That's half, but it's at a long distance range. So I'm going to bring you over here. So we all have better cover, since we can't do the overwatch like I was hoping. Well, we got something. Dang, we got hit again in good cover. So the game may, and don't quote me on this, maybe it has the ability, if you get the right angle on that full cover, you get a better chance. And I think if we check the percentages, it kind of works that way. Because if we have this guy come here, 35% chance to hit, 35, all of a sudden it's 90%. So yeah, it's kind of more like the Phoenix Point method that we're playing right now, where the farther you get, or even XCOM has a toggle. So if you even the original XCOM, if you get the angle, it works that way. I'm not going to try saying the words right now. They're not coming out anyway. Not coming out very well. So what I think I'm going to do is, wow, you're really hurting. I don't think we have any more stim packs. Oh, we do. We do, but it would cause me to have to move an awful lot. And I'm not going to come out for katana. We got 2 turns to go. So this is the way we're going to try it. The only problem with giving this guy support mode. So we're going to move you, Mycroft, back. If we put him in support mode, say for these 2, he's wide open to get shot at. And I don't want to do that to the automaton. So there's pluses and minuses to be weighed in this process. What we'll take a look at is with you, Tilly. Your weapon is overheated. Let's vent. And Overwatch. And let's, your weapon is not overheated. Let's just do, well, let's just find out what our percent chances are. Just 55 there. Now we'll just Overwatch to keep them from moving up to flank us. And play it like that. Hunker. And for you, let's also hunker. You're hurt. And he used both his shots. He's going to have to vent now. They're using, so you can see the benefit of straight on full cover. It's hard for them to hit us in our straight on full cover. It's really a low percentage shot. We got another shooter here. We got one more turn before evac opens. One more turn to survive the onslaught of weapon fire we just faced. So I think we're going to follow the same pattern. Tilly, your weapon's not heated. Mycroft, oh, you're the one hurt. Gideon, your weapon's not heated, so we're going to Overwatch you 2 guys. We're going to hunker you. And the automaton, I'm just thinking, why haven't I done this? I can go check some loot at least. Should have been doing this every turn, and I could still move back into cover. And then we're going to, just because it was so successful, Overwatch everybody else. He's going to vent and get one shot. And that full cover steel girder needs to hold up. And fortunately, we're also at decent range, which I think is lowering their hit probability also. And guess what? We have a way to escape now. We just lost, and if you notice, we just lost by opening that door. It went -5 stress on all of us. So nobody else is close to being stressed anymore. So we don't have to worry about any negative traits once again. So I'm wondering, I can pick this green thing up. So Tilly, let's check this and then you can get out of here. Is anybody on Overwatch? Apparently not. We got some scrap. Let's get you out of here. Alright, Tilly is gone. I don't think we're going to be able to reach any other scrap. What I could have done instead of overwatching is gone like this and just, since they didn't move, we could have been picking up scrap. But if I come here now, I'll never get out. So let's escape. And we're all going to escape. Alright, so we did it. We managed to hide in the bunker and close the reinforced door from the inside. We are at least safe for a few hours. Now it's time to rest up and suit up. So there's this phase in between missions here. And as you can see, we all just got some promotion stuff going here. So we all gained 5 XP, and you notice that getting more kills, if you get the most kills and if you pick up the most loot, you also gain some extra experience. So it's not much though. Basically, you get the most experience for just surviving. So it's not necessarily always worth it for that 1 extra XP that you might get to just try and run around and get that extra loot. Although I think we could have picked up more loot in hindsight on this mission. Okay, so we're also rewarded with a team skill point after every mission, which we can use. After you level up your characters, you'll be able to advance to the shelter phase. So we're going to advance all our characters, and then we'll see what the shelter phase looks like. We are level 2. Our hit points have increased. And we now get to spend 1 extra thing on a skill. We can search old stashes, use our military knowledge to search through unknown parts of a shelter and find extra supplies. We can have a weapon boost, puts the weapon in a boosted state, allowing the character to fire up to 2 free shots with a cooldown. We have old soldier advice. Other party members lose 1. So this is a stress control promotion here. And gain extra chance to hit and defense for the next combat. And this is a shelter skill, so it happens for the whole. This buff is for the whole next round of combat. That's what it sounds like. Or we can increase armor, or improve our ground slam, because right now the ground slam does 3 to 4. We can do it so it ignores cover, and also in addition to the damage that it does, it can stun the enemies nearby. And I like, actually, to be quite honest, all of these sound good, but I like being able to stun an enemy. So we're going to pick that one. Upgrade. And then we're going to go to Tilly, and she's also upgraded with a hit point. And we have the katana combo. So when activated, the first katana kills in this turn refund 2 AP. So it kind of gives you the ability to kill more than once in a turn if you have the katana combo, as long as you kill with the katana. Because then, yeah, let's just do that one just because it sounds kind of cool. I'm not even going to read everything else. Faster movement and mechanic. Oh, well, being able to repair an automaton without fusion cores. That might not have been a bad one either, in hindsight, but Offensively, that sounds more fun. And Gideon. And you have quick shot, which we could upgrade so it does, instead of 50% less damage, only 33% damage. And we can practice our accuracy, which can be important for a sniper. Number of Overwatch reaction shots charges is increased, so we'd have the chance, well, I don't know, it says passive, but I don't know if our gun is just going to overheat. I don't think that's worthwhile picking up yet, the way I understand the way it would work. So being able to do 2 Overwatches, I don't know, being able to crit on an Overwatch sounds like it could be good for you. And entrenchment, extra 15% to hit if you did not move in the last turn. Well, with a sniper, well, at least as we saw here, that can be useful at the end of the mission. Early on, we probably won't be so entrenched because we're trying to move. But when we're entrenched at the end, waiting for the vault door to open, this could come in handy. So I'm just gonna pick it up. I don't know what the best ones are yet. We can probably debate that if we were to ever play this game further. And our support unit is upgraded also. He can improve his support mode, intimidate, force all enemies to target this unit. Well, if I had more shielding strength, whatever you want to call it, dynamo boost, get more movement, which could be good to get you out of danger, and a stun grenade. I like the idea of, because we may in future, if we decide to play another episode as a part 2, it might come in handy to be able to stun. Okay, so we've done that. Let's continue to the next phase. So you've been told to take the automaton to the Imperial Palace before the vermin overrun this part of the city. Sadly, the closest bridge has been destroyed. You'll need to take a longer route via the Garcroft Bridge. And here is our resting phase. Chapter 1, the Garcroft Bridge. This is the shelter phase. Here you can rest and prepare for the next encounter. There is a common pool of shelter points of 6 here that we can share between the characters. By default, you get 2 AP for every character, but we don't have to spend the full 2 on everyone. We can spend more on one, less on the other, I do believe. And you can see the actions available down here below that each character can do in the rest phase. Some actions can be performed by any character, while others are character specific. And select the craft grenade action now. So this one is picked for us. And we don't have enough resources for it. I guess that's what they wanted to show us. We can build our own grenades, but it uses also shards. And then it also uses these other things here, scrap. So we don't have enough scrap or shards to be able to build our own grenade. So we can use a shelter to heal characters, reduce our stress, but fortunately that's not bad on anybody, or buff them before the next attack, and craft combat items. If you found any upgrade parts during combat, you can use them in the shelter to upgrade. Click on the blinking upgrade parts button, and this is how we can use them on individuals or the automaton. So every weapon has 4 upgrade slots. Automatons have 2. Spending an upgrade part allows you to add a modification to a slot. To add a modification, select a character, pick a slot, and then use the install modification button. And weapon modifications can be upgraded, but each upgrade costs 1 upgrade part more. So upgrading to level 2 costs 2 upgrade parts, and so on and so on. You can always remove a modification completely and receive a full refund. So if you're not happy, if you decide, I don't like that modification, that's kind of cool, we can mix and match and undo the modifications. Remember, modifications can all be changed, however, in the shelter. Okay, shall we see an example of a modification? Okay, here we can improve aim, damage. Oh, and some other modifications are locked right now. So for this weapon, we could improve those things, and it shows you level 1. So we could actually get one weapon up to level 2 modification, apparently. And let's just check the mods for this thing. Evasion module, additional chances to dodge. We also have access to the self-repair module. That we can recover 1 hit point once. And there you go. So that gives you an idea of something else to do. Well, it's going to make us... Well, let's see if we can close the upgrade and see what else we have to do. Okay, we have an unlock here. We earned that 1 medal. And we can unlock this item, toughness. Can we unlock anything we want? Or is this just... So if we unlock this item... So apparently we can only unlock this item, is what it seems to indicate. Oh no, I can unlock... Oh, so if I click on anything, I can unlock it. Calm and collected, reducing stress. And then we have weapon upgrades we can unlock. So this is involved and quite interesting. But what I'm going to do now is I think we've finished our first look right now. And if we decide, if you guys tell me in the comments that you'd like to see one more episode, I'm not going to do more than one because it's what we call a first look. But if you want to see a little more look at the game than what we just showed you here, this at least gives you a first look, a little bit of a feel for the game. And that's the whole idea of our first looks. And it also gives us a chance, or myself a chance, having played it a little. Is this something I might want to add to the playlist in the future? Who knows? So give me your feedback, what you thought about the game, the pluses, the minus. You can only tell so much. And I'm wondering if there's a way, because I've gotten far enough where you can see the map that's ahead of us, but I think we may have to get through the shelter face. Because what happens next is, it says, you may have noticed, we have to get to a bridge. And I don't think there's any map thing to go take a look right now. Yeah, so you'll just have to go by me telling you about it. Now we can search the crates. We can find more stuff here in our shelter that might be able to be used to help us to make that grenade, or we might find parts. So there's lots of different things you can do in this shelter phase. And so just let me know if you want one more episode. If that is the case, we'll do something in the shelter to upgrade. We'll head on to the next mission. We'll see what the map looks like. And it shows a string of choices of paths and missions we can take to get to our objective in this first chapter, the bridge. So it's a series of, I don't know, 5 or 6 missions that we potentially would have to do to get to the bridge. Obviously, if we did a full playthrough, if you were to play the game. So I hope you enjoyed today's first look. Let me know what you think. As I said before, this is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. Thanks so much for watching, and I do hope to see you next time, sometime in the future.